Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and Char Vision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on Char Vision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is Char Vision.
Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char and Uncle Tony. Hi, Uncle Tony.
Hello, hello.
Today is June 16th, 2023. And I'm so excited today because my dear friend is going to be on Char Vision and we're going to introduce her. She is the most talented numerologist you will ever meet in our lifetime. This Glynis McCants is here. Glynis, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. And you actually picked a very cool day in numerology for us to talk. Yes, you did. And it wasn't even intentional, right?
I didn't even know that. I just felt your energy. Like for weeks I've wanted you on.
Yeah.
And then just a few days ago I thought I just have to call Glynis and see if she can do it this Friday. I just felt like this Friday was when you were supposed to do it.
So let me tell you what is up with the energy. And I'll say quickly, just for those who pop in and go, what are they talking about? Numerology, what I'm using is the Pythagoras number system. There's other numerology as well, but this is the one that works for me. 2,500 years old, everything has vibration, okay? Real true for us as people, like you can really feel the vibration. That's why you say, oh, that person gave me bad vibes, right?
Right.
But also location. You walk in a building, a book. You know how sometimes you pick up a book and fall in love? You're like, oh, I like the way this book feels. And then you read it. That's all energy. So today's date, the 16th breaks down. 1 + 6 is 7. 7 promotes that intuitive voice. It's also real spiritual. So if you feel stressed, you have to surrender. It's like, let it go. Let it go. Do not internalize. And then the whole date adds up to 2, which is you and me, my friend. And 2 is just that natural psychic ability to tap in and help others. And then the attitude of today, month and day reduced to 1 digit, is a 4, which means people will learn tonight. They're going to learn from us tonight.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's so much that I know you have to share with us, but before I forget, because I want to talk about it a couple times, you've got an event coming up. What is it?
Well, what I'm doing, I do a thing called the Online Numerology Roundtable, and that's to educate people. Like, let's say you're bummed about something, Char. Like you have one big question and you just can't get your answer. That's where I come in. We do a roundtable so people watch me bring the numbers to life. Because we all have a blueprint, those 6 numbers. And when you watch me, it's like the numbers light up. And if you're learning numerology, it's a great way to learn because you do watch these readings happen. It's in real time. So I'm talking to the person and you watch the response to it. But that's I know. I'm giving them time for that. It's July 15th. So they have some time. It's Saturday, July 15th. And right now at the website, numberslady.com, there is an early bird special that they can take advantage of.
The numberslady.com.
No, I wish. I don't own I'm numberslady.com.
Oh, numberslady.com. Sorry about that. Tony and I were trying to figure out, you have 2 websites and we just didn't know which.
Technically, they're the same. You know, when you have a pointer, like GlynisHasYourNumber.com is my website, and the pointer is Numberslady, because a lot of people couldn't spell my name when I first started, right? They'd screw it up and they couldn't find me. That's why we keep it simple. Numberslady.com brings you over to GlynisHasYourNumber.com.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that. We're going to talk about that again later on in case you guys didn't get all that. Okay, so you were telling me that the number 7 is really important to us. So explain that, please, because I don't. You always, you know, it's like you're speaking another language to me. I don't understand anything you ever say, but what you say is always right. So
Hey, Char, I'm with you on that. When you talk, you've suddenly become this incredible psychic. I'm like, what is happening? And where did you pick that up? Same thing, my friend. It is a language. You're right about that. All right.
It is.
So the world number 2023, when you break it down,
Mm-hmm.
2 plus 0 plus, here I'm losing it. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is 7, keeping it simple. Well, every time a world number shifts, as it does each year, there's a message in it. So
Mhm.
the 7 is about spirituality. It really is a time for you to stop and say, well, who am I? Why am I here? What's my purpose? But
Mhm.
it's also a time for those of us who try to control or do too much in our lives. We have to step back. It's a time to observe what's happening and make new choices if you need to. But what happens with the world, it's also about nature. So I told you last year, Mother Nature was going to show off this year in
Right.
such a way you could not ignore her. Well, look at the weather, Shar. What it's been like
Amazing.
everywhere. I mean, it's been insanity. Whether
Devastation with tornadoes, horrible.
right and flooding in New Zealand, which never
Right?
happens. But how
Right?
about this? Here we are, it's supposed to be sunny California, but we're dealing with gloom. It's been
Right.
rainy and gray for June. But that's what I'm saying. We're going to continue seeing this.
Also the fires
Yes.
in Canada.
Oh yes, and horrifying, right? Like really extreme is my point. So I have to say, uh, what I'm grateful for, going to the fact that the administration at this point, they did do a bill where there's $396 billion dedicated to all the disasters. We're the United States, but we're also throughout the world. We send money other places to help people too. So
Right.
yeah, that's what's happening. Nature is calling and we need to pay attention. If we ignore it, it's to our peril. It's to our peril.
I agree with you. I talked about that last week on the show. Like,
Yeah.
we're not protecting the earth.
And we have to. I mean, it's where we live. It makes me
Right.
think of a really messy bedroom, right? And you're like, oh, I'll clean it sometime, and then you never do.
Right?
And then all of a sudden there's a little fire because you lit a match for your candle and the house burns down. A little bit like that. Yeah,
Right.
we have to pay attention. We have to do some maintenance to sustain the planet. But the good news is, if
Mhm.
you love nature, this is a really exciting time for you too. Like love of the beauty. Look at how everything blossomed because of the rain. I've seen flowers I have not seen since I lived here, right? Because
Wow.
they bloomed from all the rain. So
Right.
there's some beauty to be seen. And if you like to travel, I always say travel in the cycle of 7. It's a good time to get out of your regular environment because if you do, you'll have some breakthroughs, emotional breakthroughs. You could find love out there.
Mhm.
You could just have maybe write a book because you were inspired, but it really means get out of your regular space and explore what's happening in the world. Go places that you want to. Yeah.
Right. So, I think you're right about this. I mean, in my own life, I'm sitting back more and observing others
Yeah.
more.
Yes.
Even though I do that for a living and I read for people, but on my downtime, I'm getting all kinds of messages.
That's what I mean. If you'll notice, Shar, for those that are sensitive, and I was saying this about Tony too, any of us who tap into energy, this year the messages are nonstop. Even if you're quiet and minding your own business, you're going to pick up stuff. You're going to go, wow, that was profound. I know this sounds so strange, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was driving in my car. I literally went to Goodwill before seeing you. I had 10 bags to give them, right? But I noticed
Are you sweet?
well, I've got to hook them up. But In and Out Burger, have you ever seen them dead? Have you ever seen them slow?
No.
In and Out Burger has like 50 people in line every time I pass it, and I go, "What is in that burger? It could be a drug." And luckily, the drug doesn't impact me and Charlie because we didn't go. It's not that good in our opinion, but
Right.
it is a hotcake. And I was thinking that's numerology, the title In and Out Burger. What does it break down to, right? And by the way, I'm seeing this in real time. I don't know the answer.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. I sound like I do, but I don't. Let me ask you, Tony.
They're very good, I know you don't eat that stuff, but
No, well, I don't. But I'm saying
once in a great while, I really like those.
Yeah, but In-N-Out Burger, it is an N, right? Doesn't it just go I-N and then an N out burger? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to
Like
write
an
that down.
apostrophe. I think there's an apostrophe.
Okay, and that doesn't count in numerology, so we don't have to worry about that. But I'm just saying what makes it so successful. So it's got a 9, 8. Well, there's the 8. 8 for money. It sure and heck is making money. And then 1. Let's see what I got here. 4, 6, 7, 4, 9. Yeah, this goes to 8. This is about money. It means magnetic. People are drawn to it, which they are. It's got
Right.
the number 9, which is magnetic. I mean, I'll say it again. I don't care where I am in, what city, what county. I see the bird. I'm like, what? It's 2 in the morning. It's 7
Right.
o'clock. Okay, now it's 10. They never aren't there. So I want to know the story about that. And I'll bet, this is what I promise. The
What?
people who run it, the owners, like it's a family owned operation, those numbers are naturally matched to that family.
Really?
That, yes, because that promotes success. So
That's fascinating.
yeah, research it
So
further.
the other thing that you knew that all of these things were going to happen politically.
Oh yeah.
You knew.
Yes.
You predicted. You were.
Well, here's the heartbreak. What I see as a heartbreak. This has to do with social media. This whole rabbit hole thing has become a real problem.
Right.
Instead of us just looking at the news and going, okay, what's up? Or maybe checking other channels. A lot of us fell into one channel, which, by the way, I never do. And I don't do it because I have to have an opinion and be objective, right?
Right.
I run numbers and give my opinion, and then I keep an eye to see when it happens.
Mhm.
So we're going through something right now, and it's going to take time, Char. You know, I'm telling you, world number 7, world number 8. We're going to deal with this political stuff, but it will not last. We're going to grow past this. This
When?
anger and hatred, I just told you it's going to take time. It's
Right.
right now, and it's this coming year. You've got
Okay.
2 energies to deal with, but then we wrap it up. And let's be honest, we've been dealing with this a long time. It's been
know.
like 8 years. Oh, now here's something symbolic. See, I'm learning with you today. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
If it's been 8 years and then we finally get to the year of 9, that means clearing space for the new beginning. And it's exactly right in numerology. So yeah, I tell you, it's this year, this coming year, and then it passes. We shift. We do it differently because we cannot sustain this. We can't live like this. There cannot be this kind of hatred. And here's the other problem. When people have bad behavior, they get rewarded, right? Like they always want to videotape the fight at the airport. They're always
Right.
showing something ugly. We're going to get burnt out on that and finally go, nope, I want to hear the good stuff. And by the way, that's why all those animals online do
Right.
so well. They do well because we can escape and laugh and get back
Right.
to the innocence of what's here as well. So yeah, that's what's happening.
So that's good news.
Yes, it is. Oh, trust me, I'm looking very forward. And like I said, because politics is so divisive, no matter what you say, some people get angry, right? So
Right.
we're
Like,
not
you
walking
can't
down
say
that street.
anything about anybody.
Yeah. So here's the good news for me. Whenever
Right.
there's an actual contest, like when people are competing an election, I'm really good at whipping through the numbers and saying who has the edge to win. And that is where
Really?
always, 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 always. The only time that that was not true was the Hillary Clinton thing. But here's the deal.
Right.
As the numbers lady, she had more, like 3 million more votes, almost 3 million more votes. I only see numbers, right? I see
Right.
the end result. So I saw like 2.5% for her, and that's what it was. So
Right.
that was a unique situation. But with the Biden thing, I saw it as clear as day. I saw
You saw.
I did. And
You
I
knew.
did this on coast to coast. So again, we're jumping out of politics because I promise you we've got people going, I don't want to hear about politics. So we're not doing it. We're talking about
Okay.
humanity. We're talking about you today. What are you guys going through and how can we help? And of course, that's where numbers come in. So if you want to pull someone up, we'll show them what we do.
I would love to do that. You guys, you're in for a real treat. What do they need to have on their mind when they talk?
Well, they don't need to have something on their mind. I mean, they should think of
No, the numbers. What numbers? What?
Well, Tony needs to get their first name and full date of birth for me to do what I'm doing tonight.
Okay, let's go, Tony. Tony's a great people picker.
A people
Yes.
picker?
Yeah. You're,
All right,
Oh,
let's
my
see.
Tony pick a peck of pickled peppers.
Pick,
You know what? Tony, she's being psychic again because I was just tell her a joke about something about picking.
Uh,
I'll
you
tell you
kidding?
later, Char. No, it's just something I heard, and I'll tell you after we read a couple people. Okay? You'll love it.
all
I'm
right, for
excited. I love your jokes.
570, so I'm going to let you in. Make sure you have your name and birth date. So here we go. 570, you're on the air.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm on the air.
Yay!
Can you hear me?
Hi, who is this?
Hi, my name is Deborah,
Hi,
and I'm from
Deborah.
Jacksonville. Oh, I adore you.
Oh, thank you. Well, I adore you too. So you're in for a treat because Glynis is gonna read for you right now. We need your
Oh,
Birth date of birth?
wonderful.
What is it?
I can give you my number, Deborah.
Right. What we said is your full date of birth. So I can tell you who you are.
Oh,
by the
zero. Okay, it's 0915 1967.
Okay. So born on a 6 day, 6 attitude, 742. Okay. All right. So Deborah, let me confirm. Because you have double six, six is magnetic. So that means people are drawn to you. Even when you want to be left alone, they kind of notice you. And then you've got a 2 life path that when I was talking about naturally psychic, that's one of those numbers. So have you had dreams that come true or deja vu when you meet people?
I do get deja vu. Yes.
Right. Yeah. And so the point is you need to trust the intuitive voice because it's strong inside you. But I do wonder this, since you do have double six, how often do you feel the need that if you don't do it, it won't get done? How much do you have that fear?
All the time.
Yeah. Well, how draining, right? Aren't you a little tired of that?
Well, to be totally honest,
Yeah.
I was hoping, I'm so glad to talk to you both because I almost died twice. I was septic twice, and I'm trying
Interesting.
to like
When was
get
that?
my way back. But
Was it this year, Deborah?
septic,
Yeah.
it was in 2020, and then again in 2021. That I had to learn how to walk again. I had a really hard
wow.
because I put on myself, and I'm wondering. I have so many health problems. I'm wondering if I'm going to recover, and if I'm going to move at some point. Not to.
Okay, so I have an
Those are
answer
two
to that,
huge
and then
things.
Char, if you pick up something, you can say something. But I'm going to say this: you're in a personal year 4 right now, which is like that human turtle. So you're internalizing. You know, you're really within your head. You really need to educate yourself because the number 2 is the natural healer. And if they really focus on themselves internally, they are known for healing their body, Deborah. So the answer is yes. You just
Really?
need to, yes. You have to educate yourself on what it is you don't know. So what is that? Like
Okay.
who are you dealing with your health? And are you saying you can't walk right now?
No, I came back because I was in a god awful place, and it was near home, and I was like, I'm gonna get out of here, and I like broke, like they were shocked how quickly I got out of a wheelchair and into a walker, and then
Wow.
was able to,
But I'm not
get back
surprised.
to it.
You're a healer, Deborah. So again, my message to you is take your power back this year. Okay, because that tells me you've done a lot for so many people your whole life, and suddenly you fell apart. And septic twice, that's a
Yes.
message to you. Come on. This is about, I just feel like you've been taken advantage of, you've been used, and now it's time for you. If what I see happening, let's heal the body, and then let's write our story, because you have a story to tell. You're going to be able to provide hope for others who've been through some tough stuff when this is all said and done.
Yeah. Can I
I
ask you,
actually have considered that.
do you take iodine? Do you take
No,
iodine
I don't.
and
Mm-mm.
vitamin D and vitamin
No.
C? I feel like a good holistic
Yeah.
doctor would be really good for you for supplements
Yep.
to boost your immune system.
I do take vitamin D and also vitamin D like caltrate. So I get like 600 milligrams. So I
And-
take a lot of vitamin D because I have bones that are bad.
Yeah. And did you have a near-death experience? Like, did you have a real near-death experience, or just your body was gone?
I don't know because I lost like a month of my life. Well, yeah, almost a month. I don't recall. It was around Christmas time, and yeah. So, but my family told me I was a 0.5% from death.
Wow.
You know what I'm going to say? You were 2% from death, and you came back because you're a 2, grasshopper.
I
I'm
have
standing by.
I have one question. I just say yes or no. Oh, I forgot to say the prayer protection. Do you guys care if I say my prayer protection real quick?
Say it.
No,
We ask the universal
please.
consciousness and God that holds the highest spiritual power of knowledge, wisdom, and truth to guide and protect us as we communicate with our guides and angels in the spirit world and tap into the wisdom of the universe. We respect this opportunity and take full responsibility to use this not for ego or controlling others, but with the pure intention of spreading love and healing life on this earth and beyond. Anything that is in, near, around, or about us that is not of light, go back to where you came from and turn to light if you choose, but stay away from us. I'm seeing a J or M initial. Do you have family that's a J or an M?
Yes. Oh
Okay,
my God, yes.
Don't say the name. Is it a J or an M?
Both.
Okay, and is the M a female?
Yeah, it could be. If it's if a first name you said?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Is there like a Mary or Margaret or May?
Yes. My grandmother Mary.
Yeah, she's saying they just weren't ready for you.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't your time to go. And I agree with Glynis that you're going to get better too. But thank you so much for calling us.
Can I ask one more question? This is so important. My dad passed away and I never got a chance to say goodbye. And I always wondered if he was upset with me. Do you pick up anything
No.
from a male?
I don't. I do get a male, but is the J initial a male? But that's not your dad, right?
It's my father-in-law.
Your father-in-law. Is he like a Joseph or John or James?
John.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his spirit's around you too, but no, I don't know your dad just yet. I don't know his name just yet, but is Mary his mother, or that's your mother's mother?
Yes.
Mary's his mother?
No, that Mary. Yes.
Yeah. Mary's saying no, he's not mad at you. Okay. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Glynis.
You're very welcome. And Char, I want to say something about what she's going to do. She's going to heal herself. It's about educating herself this year. And then she's going to go through some stuff, meaning it's going to move real fast next year. But when the following year, she could write her story and provide hope, which is really our job while we're here. You go through something, you want to provide hope for everyone else. So that's good news.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I see that.
It would be, especially if she had sepsis twice. I mean, that's.
Oh, come on. I mean, to me, you know how I just told you both that it's been very psychic, right?
Right.
I literally read 2 clients in the past week that had septic.
Wow.
2 clients. So
wow.
It's interesting when that happens, and it's also heartbreaking, right? Because you want to take your body back and cleanse it and heal it and love it. And that's what she's going to work on. Wow. But I think good things are in store.
That's amazing. I love that you said that. I love that, because I after I tuned in, I agree with you, but the way you put it is really important, because she's in control.
Well, but remember too, the minute she wanted out of someplace, she was able to get out of the wheelchair, be able to walk. She's got that kind of power.
Like,
so
that's amazing. Okay, Tony, let's get somebody else.
Okie dokie. We have a local 818 number, so you're on the air. Name and birth date, please.
Hi, this is Kerri, Kerri, and June 26, 1974.
And it's always good to just say the number, because I'm the numbers lady, right? So when you say June, just say
0626 1974.
Awesome. Thank you. So born on an 8, day 5 attitude, double 8. Okay, Carrie. The first thing I just have to say, anytime I see 8 and 5, I know that you've been through a lot in this lifetime. Like there's been times things happen, you're
Oh,
like,
yes.
yeah, you're like, I cannot believe this is happening to me. And there's been other times you're like, am I in a movie right now? Like, hasn't that been true for you? Like it feels unreal.
Glynis, I've just said that recently. I feel like I've been punked.
I would have used the phrase. I just didn't know if you knew it. But it's true. You're like, this cannot be true. So here's the thing. What you need to learn with double 8, you need to learn to never say, what else could go wrong? Because the universe is a show off and it will show you what else could go wrong. So from now on, every time you want to go to a negative when you get upset, rewrite it right in the midst of it. Say, I am so madly happy. Just shift it because the universe is listening. And the more you're willing to do that, the better your life's going to be. You happen to be in a personal year cycle 3, which means getting in touch with your inner child, finding ways to have some fun. Have you done any of that this year?
No.
Ah, not good. So tell me what you have gone through this year.
Well, I called tonight because of work-related stress. So essentially, I was in a toxic work environment, and I'm going through a legal separation with this company I work for. So what I'm trying to find out is the tech industry has laid off a lot of people, and if I'm going to be able to find work because a lot of us are laid off. So it's a very stressful time.
Are you ready, Carrie? Let's do it together. I pay my bills with ease and I always have extra money. I pay my bills with ease and I always have extra money. I pay my bills with ease and I always have extra money. You're going to chant that sucker till the right job shows up. Really. You never do it less than 15 minutes if you want results. But it is the 8. When I write affirmations, like in my books, Glynis Has Your Number, Love by the Numbers, it was the 8 that motivated me. Because when the 8 is afraid about finance, they're incredibly stressed out. And I'm sure that's what you're feeling. And do you have to go to court for this thing that you're dealing with?
No, but I'm having an attorney review kind of my case.
The reason
I don't know that I have a case. I don't know that I have a case, to be honest.
Okay, and I don't know what it would be, but I'm telling you something. You're in a personal year of 3, which is a perfect time to present your case. The 3 promotes communication. You need to get ready to present what's going on and why you feel you need some justice. Find your words. You're in a cycle to do that. Okay.
And Glynis's affirmations, I do them and they really work.
Please, I do them and they really work.
So you're saying do it in a series of 8? Like talk out loud in the series of 8?
It's 15 minutes. And you could sit in the car and just say it. Like that's what I was doing when I went to the Goodwill because I had a deadline, right? And I also did some other ones like people are kind and good to me and it's all I ever attract. People are kind and good to me and it's all I ever
attract.
Yeah,
so you that one to me.
Char, do you have any sense of whether I'm going to find some work?
I have a feeling you will, but I think Glynis is right. You have to help. You have to help manifest it.
She does.
And you also have to turn your fear to faith.
Yep.
And manifest it, and don't let that negative energies get in your way. And that's what Glynis is talking about.
And Carrie, one more thing. That number 8, when you trace it, it goes round and round, and you've got to flip it, honey. Because right now you're living in fear. It's like, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this happened with my job. What am I to do? But when you affirm, do you know you cannot think a negative? You can't focus on negative if you're affirming positive. And that's my whole point. So I gave you that. Also, numberstudy.com. There's one called Manifesting Financial Prosperity. And I actually coach you on how to get the job in interviews.
Oh, you need to go to the numbersladies.com because here's the deal. Not everything in life is predestined. Only some things are. Most things we create are choices.
Yeah. Absolutely right? True. Yeah.
So, and if you just have to know that it's going to happen and it will happen for you. Just know it. Don't let all the negative.
You have to do some healing first because right now she's living in fear.
Yeah.
You can feel that. And like I said, She's a gal. The minute I met her with their 885, I said, oh boy, you've been through some stuff in this lifetime. So they're the ones who have to go, okay, I'm taking my power back. I'm going to affirm and shift it. So she can do it.
There's your answer.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you
There's
so much for calling.
All right.
Okay. God
Thank
bless
you.
you. Well, just own your
You
power. For
too.
God's sake. Don't let all that trickster energy get in your way.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. It's hard.
Well,
Yes.
you
But
got to work on it, and you got to turn all negative thoughts to positive and just go for it.
Yeah.
And do the white light in the mirrored eggs. Send the negative back to where it came from.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Thank you, Char. Thank you, Glynis.
You're welcome.
Sweetie. So that's like so scary when you lose your job.
Sure. And it sounds like she lost it in a way she did not anticipate. You know, that's why she's wondering if she has a case. But I'm going to tell you something. When you focus on like affirming, but you sit there doing it daily, she may very well have a case, and her lawyer will pop up and say, yeah, you do. Because if she was in a court case right now and called, said, listen, I'm in a court case. Do you think I have a chance of winning? My answer would have been yes. But that's not where she's at yet. You see? Yeah. So right now she's just living in fear, and she likes to work. Double eights love to work, makes them feel safe. Tony is an 8. Tony, do you like to work?
I love it.
He loves it. It makes them happy. It makes them feel like, yeah, I'm here for a reason.
Workaholic.
Yeah, but 8s are always considered that. Like, I will say this, there's 2 types of 8s. There's one 8 who works hard for money, and the other 8 who likes to spend your money. So
that's so funny.
You have to find out when you meet the 8, which one are they, right?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but Glynis has a calendar, and we've talked about this before on the show.
Yeah.
That tells you which day is better for certain things and which days are maybe a little cloudy or maybe half sunny and half cloudy. And she sends me these things and I look at them. And how can people get a hold of your calendar?
Well, here's how that works. And right now it's on a discount because it's halfway through the year. But what people need to understand, this is not a normal calendar, right? We have a lot to schedule for the next 6 months. So what I've done is I tell you the days when you proceed with caution. That doesn't mean you stop living. It means proceed with caution, right? So what does that mean? Let's say you're at a meeting and someone has attitude and you instantly want to defend yourself. You're not going to do that on a caution day. You're going to go, oh, let me get back to you. And then you check your calendar and find one that's a good day for you and then get back to them. When it's a good day in numerology, which we do called the sunny day, it's the best time to schedule, like things like surgery. You know, that was my motivation. I get so concerned. People are so afraid when they have to get surgery. But if you pick energy that's at least in alignment with you, it's giving you a much better chance to heal quickly. And at this point, I have thousands of testimonials of that. I mean, I've been doing that since 2008, 15 years of that calendar being out there to help people.
Yeah. I have clients who swear by your calendar too.
Right? They don't want to make moves without it. And also travel. You want to pick a day that's good for you to travel. Because if you pick a day, let's say it's a caution day, and you travel, they might lose the luggage, right? Or you might go in a hotel room and go, oh my gosh, I hate this room. You're trying to make it easy. So pick by the energy that's compatible to you. We all have vibrations, and there's energy that's compatible and energy that's a challenge. And I do that work for you in the calendar. So you don't have to worry about it.
And what's that? They can get that at numbersladies.com.
I'm just marveling at the noise my husband is making. I am marveling.
I thought I'm listening to Sunny in the background. I thought it was Sunny. It's your husband?
Yeah, no, I'm afraid so. But here's what's even funnier. My cat and dog are so in love with him, he had the nerve to shut the door. And they were meowing and growling. And I'm like, really? That's why I had to jump up and open the door. He doesn't think like that. They're so in love with him. Wherever he is where they're supposed to be.
That's so sweet. Okay, let's get another caller.
Okay, at 347, I think that's New York. So go ahead, 347. What's your birth date?
Hi, my name's Faith, and my birthday is 5/3/89.
5/3/89. Born on 3 day 8
Yes.
out of 2. All right. So Shar, as you know, we often have patterns come through, right? If I do
Right.
radio, a number pattern comes through. You and I
Right.
do a show, a pattern comes through.
Right.
Faith also has a double eight. It's in a different position. It's not the same. That's what people need to know, and that's what I teach.
Right.
Everyone is different. Like in her case, it's a 26. So it's actually ultimately a 35-8. So Faith, is it spelled Faith?
Yes, it is.
It coincidentally, you happen to be in a personal year of 7, which means you are literally being tested. Like, no pun intended, your faith is being tested this year. Have you felt that way?
Every day.
Right?
Every single day.
Yeah, it's too much. Like, I have instant empathy for you because it's like, it doesn't feel
Thank
fair.
you.
Yeah. So what I want you to do,
Mhm.
again, is about, all right, meditation, hearing music. I am such a fan of picking music that you love, Faith. Like, it could be from back in the day, just something goofy. Go to YouTube, find it.
Yes.
When you're feeling down, play it, and I promise what it does is lift your vibration. It makes you start to feel better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And then you're born on a
Absolutely.
3 day. So you know what that means? Even when your life gets too serious, you love to laugh. Don't you? Like, it's either you being funny or you find someone who's funny, correct?
Yes, correct.
It's everything. It's like, okay, it's way too heavy. There's got to be fun here. The other thing about you, because the day you're born is a 3, the 3 is kind of known for the eyes, the smile, the voice. But right behind your 3 is your 8, which means if someone's being dishonest, you'll call them out. Like, things have flown out of your mouth. I'm sure you've regretted it later. You're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. It didn't quite give me what I was hoping for. That's one of your lessons. I always say, when you've got the 8 and 3 and someone's making you mad, say, listen, I'm going to take some time and I'll get back to you. Pause. Don't say it because you're very direct.
I need to learn that.
And it's so hard for you. And that's why I said empathy, because it's always based on truth. You can't stand deception. It's like, don't lie to me. But you have to sometimes pull back and say, do I care about this person? Like, do I want them to love me? Or am I looking for the fight? Because you're like an attorney, by the way. Faith, you'd be fierce as an attorney because you know how to defend your position. There you go.
Wow. And you know what I'm noticing by watching and listening to you guys? When she first said hello, her energy was so down. And now that she's talked to you, her energy is so much more up and positive.
Yes, because the bottom line is for her, she doesn't want to be down. It's never like that. Like, I'll give you an analogy.
Not at all.
Okay? You don't. It's like, hey, I welcome the joy. I appreciate it. But here's the analogy. If you're at the stop sign and you go a little bit over and someone else runs it, you get the ticket. The cop somehow saw you, didn't see the one who ran it.
Yeah.
So that's why I say about the sense of humor. Yeah. So the laughter that you have right now, I'm hoping that you're attracting people who can bring laughter into your life. Do you have some of those? Or has it gotten too serious?
A little too serious.
Right. So I want you to consider that. Like, that's what's great. Even my online roundtable, you're going to watch me interact. It is going to be fun. And it's about healing you. Plus, if you have like a private question for me that you really need an answer, I also let that be possible for the roundtable, but I audio tape my response so you don't forget what I said. Because this is about how, life can be difficult at times, but that doesn't mean it's permanent.
Yeah.
That's what you need to learn. And one more thing.
Absolutely.
Next year you go into a cycle of 8, and because you're an 8 life path, it could be a time for a shift for you that could be better for you.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Faith?
Awesome.
Hang on to it.
Yes.
Hang on to
Thank
that.
you.
Absolutely.
That's what she's talking about. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Char?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was wondering if so my mom recently passed away last year, and I was just like wondering if she was okay or how.
Okay. So, is there an A or M with her middle name, or A or E or M?
No.
And not in her first name either, right?
No. There was an N and an A, yes, in her first name, but
Is it there's an N in it? Is it A-N or N-A?
yes, A-N. A-N.
But it doesn't start with A, but it's A-N in the name.
No, it doesn't start with the A.
Yeah, but it's A-N in her name. I'm hearing the sounds, but I don't know that I know her name. Did after she passed, did you have lights that flickered in your house? Or
No, but at her funeral,
or at
her
the funeral, did the lights flicker or did something?
Yes, the lights were flickering at her
Yeah,
funeral.
she's saying she learned how to do that, that she did that. And and that it was a sign because everybody noticed it and wanted, and everybody said, oh, there she is. And and is there an S person, an S, or
yes, that's her name started with an S.
is she Susan or Sandy or
Sandra?
Sandra, yeah. Your mom's definitely absolutely happy, in a good place.
Oh my God.
When it's your time to be there, she'll be greeting you with open arms. So you're not going anywhere now, but when it's your time, she will be there. She will help your energy be positive and get through all this. That's why she called you Faith.
Thank you.
It's part of your lesson.
Thank you.
Your lesson in life that you need to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, take good care. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Tony, let's get somebody else. Get somebody's birthday.
Okay, let's see here. How about 714? You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. Kathy, 6/18/1960. Glynis knows me. Char, you read for me many years ago, and everything you told me, especially about my children, came true.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that validation.
Hi,
Glynis,
Kathy.
the prayers you sent me,
Kathy,
I had.
I'm going to tell her something about you, Kathy. Kathy just had major surgery yesterday, but she's with us tonight. Now that tells you what a Terminator she is. Go ahead.
My God.
Yeah.
The prayers you sent me, I both said out loud, and I had a bag next to me so that when I woke up in recovery, they were in the chair next to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Good. And
that
how are you now? How do you feel?
That really helped you. It's Glynis' prayer, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a really good prayer. It's a healing prayer. Beautiful prayer.
Can you share it with us?
Yes, I can. Hold on one sec. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I wanted her to have it because it was not the perfect day. It wasn't a horrible day, but it was. Yeah, go ahead, Kathy.
I didn't get to pick the day; it was assigned to me.
Right.
The HMO assigned it. Today is a sunny day, so I'm feeling much better.
Yes, for the healing. Yeah, no, and that's why I got involved, Char. When I heard that, I'm like, oh gosh, I got to give her prayers. I've got to get her mind right. You know. Yes. Okay, let's see if I can find it. Such a beautiful prayer. Ready? Are you ready to hear the prayer?
You want to hear it.
This is about healing. So everyone listening right now, if you're going through anything with health issues and you're afraid, or you have to have surgery like Kathy did, and Kathy's a rock star because she's talking to us a day later, right? Here we go. Heavenly Father, I call on you right now in a special way. It is through your power that I was created. Every breath I take, every morning I wake, and every moment of every hour, I live because of you. Father, I ask you now to touch me with that same power. For if you created me from nothing, you can certainly recreate me. Fill me with the healing power of your spirit. Cast out anything that should not be in me. Mend what is broken. Root out any unproductive cells and rebuild any damaged areas. Remove all inflammation and cleanse any infection. Let the warmth of your healing love pass through my body to make new any unhealthy areas so that my body will function the way you created it to function. And Father, restore me to full health in mind and body so that I may serve you the rest of my life. I ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
powerful.
That's so, it's so powerful. It brought tears to my eyes.
Yes, it's beautiful. And it was actually given me from a client who had stage 4 cancer. And she did that prayer over and over and over again. And she's been in remission for 10 years. So
Amazing.
there you go.
Amazing.
Yeah, love that.
Wow.
Well,
Kathy,
the surgery was supposed to take 3 hours and it took 2. And the
Okay.
doctor told my husband that he feels he got all of it.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
that I won't have to do chemo and I won't have to do radiation.
Wonderful. And so what you will do though is continue that prayer. Are you still doing it? Are you doing it today?
Yes, I already did it today. I already
Yeah.
did other affirmations today,
Good.
both
good.
healing and prosperity.
wow.
Right, because you're talking to your body right now and it's listening. So that's really good.
Wow, that's so powerful, Glynis, that you were able to help her through this. And that's great news for you, Kathy. And we're all going to send you positive energy and healing and keep saying the prayer. Thank you so much for calling in.
That's wonderful.
Yes, I was also going to ask, do any of you see where do I go from here?
This was, I'm going to say one quick thing on that, okay? Cycle-wise, you're in a cycle
Okay.
4. Kathy, to me, you didn't mean to, because I know your story. I know you've got family on top of family in your home. And a 4 needs space.
Mhm.
You have none. Can we be clear about that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your body made a statement. So now you have to listen. So the first thing is focus on the healing. And then you're going to be strong enough and healthy enough to make your next move. But I'm telling you, don't ignore it. You're really one to just
Oh
go,
no,
okay,
my body grabbed me and said, "Are you paying attention now?
yeah, and you have to.
Are you
So
hearing
that's
me now?"
Yeah. So now you can't ignore it. So that's the answer. Saying what's next right now, it's just about the healing. Healing. And then as I just said to the other gal who's been through so much, once you heal, you have a story to tell. And you can decide if that's what you feel called to do. Because I know you do believe in magical stuff, and why not? But right now, don't stop to consider. I want you just to focus on the healing and getting better, 100% better.
It makes such good sense. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you both so
bless
much.
you.
Thank you.
Boy,
Bye-bye.
it's amazing. Bye-bye. Look, it's because of your prayer and the healing you helped her with that she was able probably to call in tonight, because the second day of surgery is always the hardest. It's
Of course.
It's you're the most tired. You don't want to deal with anybody. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, she sounds amazing, right? Like she's
Yeah.
doing really well.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say what her surgery was because she didn't, but I'm going to say there's no way someone would just be A-okay the next day with all that she went through. It wasn't just one place, one location of the body. It was a lot of stuff they had to do. But what I know about her, everyone listening, if you're a 4 life path, I want to say this, numberslady.com, and Tony can put it up where you can look up your life path number to play this game with us, right? It's like numbers. What is your life path? What's your attitude? She's a 4. The 4 internalizes. And when they go inside, if they're not good about it, like they keep a lot, she can be outspoken, but other times she keeps it inside. That's where poison can show up. So that's what she's going to have to learn. Yeah.
You gave her amazing advice. Now tell us again about the round table, because unfortunately the time went so fast. We've got to wrap this up.
Unbelievable. Okay. So the round table, it's an online numerology round table. And I did that because, people are from all over the world and they say, well, I can't make it to Los Angeles for your workshop. So what happens is we sit there as a round table and you watch me answer, not like we're doing now. Right now, we call this fast food, right? Fast food numerology. We're helping people. But when I'm doing my real deal,
right,
if I said this is an appetizer, then what you're having is a meal. It's a dinner. It's a meal. So what I do is I look at your numerology blueprint. I have the class get the same copy of it so they can follow along.
Oh, wow.
And you watch the numbers come to life while I'm teaching. So that means if you're a student of numerology, you can learn to see how I read. Like, what is it I do that makes it so accurate?
Right.
But also, if you need privacy, You're allowed to take the workshop to observe what's going on in class, and you can submit your one question after class, and I audio tape the response and email it to you. And what's happening right now, Char, they get an early bird special because this is happening Saturday, July 15th.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's an excellent early bird special right now at the website, numberslady.com.
Numbersladies.com. You guys,
Yeah.
if you really, really want some great guidance, you can even have a private session with Glynis as well. I want to thank you, Glynis, so much for joining us tonight. I'm grateful to you.
Well, I adore you. And as I would say this about you always, you're incredibly gifted, and your consistency, I know everyone in this world don't die. In the world of what you do, what I do, and you are amazing. Like a little angel or a hologram. I do think you get around without driving. I do. I think you go wherever you darn well please. You remind me of a cat. You're very much a cat. You see things we don't see, and you warn us. I'm like, what does Char see? What was that about? You're wonderful. And thank you for having me on.
Well, I love you, and you are my favorite numerologist in the world, and I can't wait till you come back again. And good luck with your roundtable, you guys. If I were you, I would sign up for that. Tony, thank you so much. And everybody at home, thank you so much for watching Char Vision. And remember that intuition will take you places logic never could. Bye-bye. Have a great week.